Here we go. Vegas Top Dogs YouTube channel TV update for the NFL playoffs. We have Jesse Schul on with us this week. He's right over there. We'll get to a selection from him here in 1 minute. Last week we had Frank Jordan, Jeff Hockman. We combined to go 3-0 with our video selections, and hopefully we could do it again this week with NFL playoff action. I will go first since my game does go on Saturday, January 21st. I'm going to take a look at Jacksonville and Kansas City, and we'll try to keep these free picks rolling. Before I get to my selection, make sure you visit VegasTopDogs.com. Free picks there, premium picks. We have some red hot cappers every day, and each and every day you get free selections and premium picks. VegasTopDogs.com. Check it out. Also, some great sportsbook bonuses there as well. My selection does go Saturday, January 21st, Jacksonville at Kansas City. And the total in this game is at 52.5. They played back in week 11, combined for 800 and total yards. 801, actually, total yards week 11. They only combined for 44 points. But that's because Kansas City had 3 costly turnovers. Also, 0 penalties in that game, which is rare. They went the entire game with 0 penalties. Flags stop the clock. It tends to lead to more points. And I think you're going to see a higher scoring game this time around. Jacksonville playing much better right now. Offense is clicking. Despite 5 turnovers last week, Jacksonville did win. And I think you'll see the Jacksonville from the second half of last week's game versus Kansas City was coming off a bye, so I expect their offense to be clicking. They're healthy. I think we're going to see a shootout here. Temperatures in the 30s. I did see some possible snow showers, but I think we should be safe weather-wise. Jacksonville will clean it up after the 5 turnovers. Look for Mahomes and Lawrence to have big games. And I think this game sails over the total of 52.5 points in your early kickoff on Sunday playoff action. I know Jesse liked this game as well. Any other tidbits you want to throw in there?
Yeah, no, I like the over as well. The way I look at this game, neither team has a real strong running game. I guess Etienne is not bad for the Jags. However, the game script calls for Kansas City to score plenty of points. And if they go down, they're not going to be able to run the ball as much. And then you look at Kansas City's running back core, not a lot of big names there. They don't really have the horse to lean on in the running game. They're going to be passing. Lawrence attempted 47 passes last week. I wouldn't be surprised, Tony, if this game flips the script entirely from last week when the Jags go down 27-0 and storm back. I wouldn't be surprised if the Jags get off to a good start against the Chiefs, as we've seen a lot of teams do, only to get blown out in the rest of the game.
Second half.
Yeah, that's the script that I'm looking at here. So I think for guys that like the Jags, I'd recommend taking them in the first half. I think when the dust settles, the Chiefs are going to score plenty of points and win this game fairly easily.
Yeah, I agree there. Like I said, only 44 points in the first meeting, but that was 2 months ago, so I think we're going to see more of a shootout this time around. That's why I like the over 52.5. The other game you wanted to touch on goes Sunday between Cincinnati and Buffalo, correct?
That's Roger on that one. Interesting game, this one. Both teams dodged a bullet last week. Buffalo 34-31 over Miami as a big favorite, failing to cover. And Cincinnati 24-17 against Baltimore. Two similar outcomes. The favorite winning the game but failing to cover, but the game sort of developed very differently. Buffalo actually outgained Miami by almost 200 yards, whereas Baltimore actually outgained Cincinnati by 130 yards. And Cincinnati won the game on a fumble recovery on the goal line on what would have been the go-ahead touchdown and possibly the game-winning touchdown for Baltimore. So really, Cincinnati is the team that's lucky to be here, and Buffalo probably should have won by a larger margin last week. The concern for the Bengals is their offensive line. Burrows was sacked 4 times last week, and the offensive line is really banged up, and they're not the greatest offensive line at the best of times. Cincy ranks 25th in the NFL in sacks allowed, and Buffalo has a top 10 defense when it comes to sacking the quarterback. I think the difference in the offensive lines here is going to be a big factor. A few points Buffalo has to cover here, but they got home field. I really like Buffalo to win this game by at least a touchdown.
All right, sounds good. Let me get this. There we go. Guys, make sure you like, subscribe, give us those thumbs up. You could also add your comments down below, and we'll try to get back to you, within 24 hours. If you have a question on another so Jesse, the over Jackson City joins next week. We'll have your AFC and NFC championship games. I'll probably also have a few player props in those games as well. Jesse, thank you very much for joining us this week.
Thanks for having me, Tony.
All right, as always, good luck and be a winner.